Today we are in a treat into theoceans.com. We have a champion online, Jyrki Järvi. You won Olympic gold 2000 in Sydney with Thomas Johanson, and it's been 25 years. But how do you relate to the oceans today as a professional sailor and a competitive sailor?
Ah, Yes, it's a big part of my life. I still work on the sea. I'm a sailing coach or sailor. I spend a lot of time at sea, and yeah, there I see the good parts of the sea, but also the like bad parts. The sea is not always so well as it should be.
Tell us more about that. We're very curious because not many people have been at the open sea, and you know the seas well.
Yes, what you can see on the surface is usually is some, of course, some extreme places like Mumbai or some big cities. You can smell and see that the sea is not okay, but there are also some beautiful places where the sea looks nice and smells good, and water is clear. You see fishes, but you still see if you throw an anchor like we do training courses. So daily we throw small anchors in the bottom, and quite often in some places anchors are catching abundant nets and ropes, lots of fishing equipment in the bottom, which is which stays there a long time. It's a plastic, and I don't know the facts, but I heard somewhere that actually the um, majority of the plastic which are going to the sea are related to the fishing industry, and that's warning. That's alarming.
How do you feel about the marine life that is at the open sea today?
Oh, yes. It's like if I'm in Finland or I see seals or fish, it's always fun to see them, anything. And just recently, on Monday, I came back from a month trip in Sardinia, Cagliari, and almost daily, not daily, but weekly, we saw some dolphins and some other mammals. So that it's so fun to see anything in the sea. It's so just especially the mammals like dolphins or seals or whales. They are they are uh, somehow so human, and you see that the intelligence in their eyes.
Have you ever crossed the whole of Pacific Ocean? Have you ever gone
Not yet.
all the way?
I would love to do it, but not yet. Not the Pacific. I've been sailing in the Pacific like races, but not across the sea. Crossed once Atlantic, and that was pretty nice experience.
Would you tell us a story of something that is really like memorable, a special event that occurred at the seas?
Uh, yeah, that's one moment comes to my mind. Really, it's hard to explain, but in southern Atlantic, in the warm waters, you have this plankton which illuminates in the nights. You can see it on the beach or surf when the seawater is moving. This plankton shines with this blue, deep blue color light in a dark night. And we were sailing quite far from the coastline, and it was no moonlight, and it was really dark night. But you could see this blue light in a wake of the boat, and then suddenly in a really dark night there is a dolphin swimming alongside the boat, quite fast speed, like maybe 12 knots, and the dolphin is easily following the boat on the side of the boat, and you couldn't see the dolphin because it was so dark and the water was dark, sky was dark, and dolphin is dark. But because this plankton in the water, you could see the light illuminating around the dolphin. So you could see the dolphin was like covered of this kind of magical light. And that is always, I struggle to explain how cool it looked, but like it was just comes always to my mind, this dolphin in the middle of the really dark night. in a dark sea. That was
Bioluminescence has been affecting many people across the world. I think it's
yeah
so magical, and it seems like almost fairy tale vision there.
yes.
And
I bet that some of the old religions started of these phenomena, like when sailors or people on the coastline saw this. It must have been very difficult to explain what is the light in a sea.
what about we're trying to attract people to have a relationship in their emotions towards seas and oceans, to care for them. And we believe that when people love something, they want to keep that functioning. And what kind of a message would you say to those people that have never seen the oceans or gone down to the open sea, how to care for the oceans?
Mm. Yeah, this I would say for the pretty much anyone uh, in our population on Earth that even you don't have a personal attachment to the sea, or you don't live by the sea, or you don't see it regularly, that the oceans are a big part of the global uh, atmosphere as well. I had a big part of the oxygen is coming from the oceans, and it's not only trees and plants, but also the plankton and seaweed in the sea. So it affects to everyone, even we don't see it. And what is underneath of the surface, it affects us a lot. And that's always like humans are quite short-minded. And visual, we tend to think about what we see, but the things we don't see, they at least in Finnish, like we say that the things you don't see, you don't care. That's there is so much things under the surface of the oceans which we don't see, but they have an effect in our life and in our future.
How do you feel about your future with the oceans? You're a professional sailor and a champion. What happens from now on? Will you be a trainer or take more endeavors?
I think more and more uh, like things I do, I, I tend to have a connection to the water. I maybe about 10 years ago, I started swimming more just in a pool. In Helsinki, I go very often the Allas sea pool, which is in the water. So it's just a magical feeling to be swimming. Even it's a pool with a normal swimming pool water, it's floating in the sea. And I like more and more sea swimming out in the ocean in some foreign places. So in Finland, I have been doing more ice swimming, which is also an almost like addictive way of swimming. and and also the not only sailing, but I do a little bit more like foiling boats, and I I tried kite surfing, and the next thing I want to do is the kite foiling and the wing foiling, which is all and when you are learning those things, you end up swimming a lot.
They
I-
say that someone who is competing in sailing is very endurant in physical way, and has to have, tolerance for those conditions. You get wet socks and might not be so comfortable. What
Yeah.
would you say to those who want to compete in sailing in the future?
Uh, yes, and start and go sailing with any boat. Doesn't matter is it a big or small, or are you alone or with someone else or with a bigger crew. Just go out there and try it. Don't try to find people who you trust and like, and go out sailing. It doesn't matter if it's a competition or just cruising or having fun. It's it's always nice to be on sea when you get a little bit more comfortable. When you start it, maybe I know lots of people who are a little bit afraid. Personally, I get seasick quite easily, and you just have to learn how to avoid it. The sea is being in an ocean is a rough, little bit dangerous environment, but with friends and good people around, you will learn it, and just learn by doing how you react. Is it the cold feet or wet socks or seasickness or just being nervous of strong winds or big waves? Or sometimes I heard that the competitive sailing, U.S. sailing, did a study that what the most people most usually are afraid of taking part of the competitions is the start, because in the starting line, the boats are very close to each other. But again, if you are in with a good crew and don't go too close to others and just take it carefully in the first starts, you can start on the second or third row, and it won't be so dangerous. But it's like in a life, you need to go outside of your comfortable zone, and then you will find nice things, experience nice sailing, nice boats, nice people, nice regattas, nice places. So it's strongly something I strongly recommend to anyone.
Jyrki Järvi, it's an amazing achievement to be Olympic gold medalist, and you will be that forever. It's 25 years ago, but it's always there. It's a wonderful thing in life. And to end this video, I would like to bring a little joke, because your name in Finnish language means actually lake and not sea.
Yeah, that's
So Jyrki Järvi, and you are Mr. Lake. So that's
yes.
kind of charming. So maybe we'll think of a nickname that has to do with oceans. And but I think
Yes.
medalist is good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I just recently heard that our name probably comes from the middle of the Finland. There is a lake called, it's translated to English, it's like Lake's Lake. So my family name probably comes from there, somewhere in Pirkanmaa, close to Tampere. It's like 100 kilometers north 150 kilometers north from Helsinki.
We
So
are
that's
both Finnish nationals with Jyrki, and we know that many names in Finland mean something. My name is a Blue Hill, so that they can be kind of funny in many ways, but charming, and often have to do with nature. So
yes.
thank you again, Jyrki Järvi, and wishing good winds and very nice waves.
Thank you, Sini, and good luck with the project.